me drink water just real quick.
Hello, everybody. Welcome
wait,
to...
Wait. I gotta drink water and
We like chips.
And I gotta fart.
This is episode 3. And Roberto's not ready.
I'll count you down. Ready?
Oh, dude, that was a perfect intro.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, everybody. This is We Like Chips, and welcome to episode 3. Today, we're going to be talking about... what is it? Living alone?
Yeah, today we're discussing living alone. But before we get into that, we should introduce ourselves, David.
Oh, yes. That's right. My name is David. And with me is...
Robbie. And before we get into today's topic, we should talk about a previous episode. We just released it a couple days ago, and so far we got a pretty positive response. Sorry it took so long for us to get it out there. As you guys can tell, maybe can't tell, I recently moved. So then I had with that, and I think the holiday, July 4th, kind of put things a little behind, but it looks like we're back on track. I think our goal is still to get an episode a week. We just have to slowly get going, right?
An episode a week? Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe every other week. I don't know. We haven't really discussed that. I think every other week sounds good. Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Every other week. Two podcasts a month is our
bi-weekly
schedule. Yes.
So
hopefully we can get that out. Yeah.
But thank you for those that have listened to our episode, and we just created an Instagram page at We Like Chips Podcast. So if you haven't already, go follow it, because that's where me and Dave are going to try to post most of the updates and questions, and that's where you can reach out to us with any podcast ideas or any feedback, which we appreciate. So yeah, how are you, David?
Yeah, I'm good. It's pretty hot in Northern California. I don't know if I'm sweating a lot right now, but it's getting pretty hot over here. How about you? How's the weather?
I'm doing okay. I think so. I moved from a more coastal area to a more inland area, and it's definitely taking me a little bit to get more used to the dry heat, but I'm okay. I mean, I grew up in pretty hot weather. I don't want to exactly reveal where I grew up, but the weather that I grew up with was peak 120 degrees on the summer. So, to me, where I am right now, it peaks at 90-ish, so I can handle it pretty well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See me sweating over here.
I see.
As for current events, you look at any Olympics games? Anything interest you?
Yeah. Okay. So I was on Twitter, and I saw that when the Japanese volleyball team plays, the Haikyuu theme song plays, or one of the theme songs plays, and I think that's pretty cool.
Way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Do you know that? Okay, I'll send you that later.
I didn't know that. Send me it.
I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And they're actually playing a lot of anime songs in between sets, I heard, just for different sports. I saw a list of all the different theme songs that we played throughout the Olympics, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
What else
did you watch the opening ceremony or anything?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been kind of busy with work, and I kind of have a life outside of you, David. So I just
okay. I just watch Olympics 24/7 right here.
And kind of, wait, that wasn't you, that was our other friend who was up pretty early watching. How was your concert? Did that happen already? I think Hololive or something like that?
Oh yeah, that ended. It was really sad.
Why was it sad? You've been talking about it for 2 episodes, so I think
she's... oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Our listeners deserve to know how it went.
I don't know. I was asleep actually when it happened, but I think she live streamed for the whole day, her last day. I wasn't there because I was busy with work that day. But I think she had a visit with all the previous generation of Hololive members, and they were saying goodbyes and saying how they'll miss her and stuff. It was pretty sad, but you just rewatch her videos and then it'll be the same thing maybe.
How do you feel about Jeff Bezos going to space?
Dude, I don't care. I love space. Okay, so if it is incentive for more people to look at space and to fund space programs, I'm fine. But what I don't like about him is he spent like 165 million or something on a mansion or something like that.
I don't know. You tell me. We're talking about space here.
I heard in the news. Well, space is fine. I don't mind. But I got pissed off when he went and bought like a new house for himself. That was like a few $1 million. It's crazy.
Oh, well, I'm on the other. I'm on the other end, dude. I'm ready for Jeff Bezos to be our president and just run our whole society. I want to get on the Jeff Bezos car when I go to work. I want to use the Jeff Bezos toilet when I go to the restroom. You know, I'm ready for him to just streamline everything. You know, I want to have no freedom to choose. I just want Jeff Bezos to make my life easier.
Yeah, should we just invest all stocks into Amazon and
Nah, I'm just
wait
kidding.
for Amazon to take over the world?
Nah, I'm just kidding. Jeff Bezos sucks, but it is pretty cool. He got to go to space, you know, and I mean, from a, you know, the science part of me and this part of me that likes space is like, oh, that's so cool. He went to space. The part of me that's more like, you know, I guess human is like, maybe we should invest some of that money into, you know, Earth, but it's okay.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't the guy that he was supposed to go with like cancel on him?
Something like that. The guy he was supposed to go with canceled, and then he ended up picking the runner-up, which was an 18-year-old, like trust fund baby. So that's cool. Imagine peaking at 18. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's great. I want to go to space at 18. What the?
Would you go to space though? Like if it was available to the public, it was like a couple grand to go to space. Would you go?
Yeah, I think it's beautiful, romantic. I love space.
I see. So when you say romantic, does that mean you wouldn't go with me then? Because you know, because you're not romantically interested in me.
It's not like a love romantic. It's like a life. How I say it? Like it's romantic in a way of like, you know, life's short and you want to do things that you want to do, and it's going to space is like a huge like kind of achievement. So that's the kind of romance that I'm talking about.
I see. So like romanticizing things. I get what you're trying to say. I'm just giving you a hard time. Yeah. I don't think I would go to space, dude. I think I'd be too scared. I'm scared of heights.
You're scared of heights? You beat them.
I have trouble getting on a plane sometimes.
Just don't look outside the window.
So I actually started rock climbing recently, and I was going up, and I'm actually kind of decent at climbing, but then like my body will go, and then my brain will catch up to me like you're like 10 feet in the air, and then I'll just freeze, and I'll be like, oh my god, and then I won't want to let go, and then my arms will give out, and I let go, and it's fine because it's one of those things where like, you know, you get what do you call, belayed down slowly.
Yeah, like rope.
Yeah, so
you should be careful. I heard some people that broke their knee from landing.
How? Oh.
They just
How?
like landed wrong, and then their like kneecap gave out.
Well, okay. So I'm actually, so I'm going with my roommates, and they're both, how do I say this? Smaller than me, shorter than me, and it does take
Really,
some
you're just
physical.
big. Oh, sorry.
Wait, I'm just big. Yeah, I'm also just big. And it takes some effort on their part to like do it properly, like so you can spot the person that's climbing.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, do I trust? But it's fun. It's been a lot of fun just kind of doing that, because it's kind of conquering a fear and getting, you know, physical and active, and I think it'd be pretty cool because you know, I pretend I'm like Spider-Man, or like I'll be like, you know, when I'm climbing I'm like I'm Spider-Man, and when I'm belaying down I'm like I'm Levi with my my what do you call it, omnidirectional gear from Attack on Titan. Never mind.
Wow.
Yeah. You know.
Is
Anyways.
it called omnidirectional gear?
Yeah, on the
remember the anime.
on the manga, yeah, but I mean, on the rock climbing, it's called just belay. It's called the Caribbean or something like that, and it's called the ATC, air traffic control.
Huh?
That's literally what it's called, dude. I took a
I don't know if
class.
you're trolling me or not.
No, I'm not trolling. I'm not trolling.
Air traffic control. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, going back to Olympics, I think a lot of people are getting COVID now over there. It's actually really bad. Like over 100 people so far. It's only been like 3 days.
Dude,
This just started.
I don't want to get into COVID because I would just get triggered. I don't know. I mean, this is my escape from COVID, dude. I don't want to think about COVID.
Oh, you're right.
That
Okay,
shit's-
let's get on to our main topic then, I guess.
I mean,
Right?
what we can say about COVID to those, I mean, if there's anyone listening to us that's not vaccinated, which I doubt, go get vaccinated, right? But I doubt there's anyone. I mean, I think most of our circle is pretty good about it. Yeah.
It's better than getting COVID, guys. Vaccinate
Yeah.
yourselves.
That's true. But we should probably move on to the topic, right? I think we've been kind of
Yes.
Again, doing medium talk.
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not counting. So today's topic, we're gonna cover about me and David's experience living alone. So what we mean by that is, me and David have a shared experience that we had like our own place for a few years. I had my own place for a year. David had his own place for a couple of years, maybe 3 years. I forgot. He can talk about it in a bit. But I think that's a pretty unique experience that not many people our age or some people ever experience. A lot of people just live with people the whole time, and which is cool. But I just thought it'd be cool to like maybe talk about it. I think your experience is more intense because we already talked about it a bit. You moved to Japan, but maybe we could talk about the logistics and some of your thoughts about the specifically just your living alone. So do you want to talk a bit about maybe how you ended up living alone?
Well, after college, looking for jobs. I think I mentioned this in my first episode. So I got a job offer from Japan. They were like...
In our first episode.
Yes, in our first episode.
Yeah, sorry.
What did I say?
You said my... Sorry, was that rude to interrupt you? I didn't mean to.
I apologize, Roberto. In our first episode of We Like Chips.
Sorry, that was so rude to me. Fuck, can we cut that? Or no? Dang. Should we cut that? We should cut that.
We should cut that in.
We should cut that. No, cut that.
Anyways, in our first podcast of We Like Chips, I mentioned I got a job offer from Japan, and they said, we're required for you to go to Japan for at least 2 years so you can get to know our company and how it works, how the manufacturing, how engineers work before you come to America and work at our offices here. So I was like, so I hesitated a bit because, I would have to be living alone, away from my family, friends. I barely knew anybody in Japan at the time. And it was a really hard decision, but I think I talked to one of my friends and he's like, this is one in a lifetime opportunity. When else can you live in Japan and working there without, studying and stuff? Because I studied abroad before. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. So I packed my bags. It was pretty scary because I would have to be in Japan for at least 2 years, and all I had was like 2 carry-on bags. No furniture, just a bunch of clothes and all like my electronics is what I packed. And I went over there, and that's how, I started living alone, I guess, in Tokyo specifically.
I see.
Yeah.
What
about you?
I think for me, without going into too much specifics, I was working in a more inland city, and I got a pretty good offer at a place a couple hours. I was like 3 hours away from where I was living at the time, and I ended up taking the position because I thought it was a pretty good step in the right direction for my career. And I ended up moving to this new city around August 2019, and I was there for a year. So I kind of similar to you. I moved because of work. Maybe not as crazy as you, because obviously you're in a different part of the Earth. But it did feel there was I think we both faced similar challenges. And like the finding a place and all that stuff, and just dealing with living alone and finding yourself and stuff like that. But how did you get a place? Did your employer provide it for you, or I don't want to go too into the Japan side of it, just maybe like the specific how did you get a place?
How to get a place? It was really iffy at the beginning because when I accepted the offer, it was like October, and they were like, okay, we'll find a place for you, and they didn't get back to me until like right before my flight in January. So they were able to find a place for me. So it turned out to be I don't know if a lot of people know, but in Japan, a lot of like first, second years into the company go into like a place, like a building, like a dorm kind of thing, where all like the new employees work there, like live together kind of thing. So that's where I lived at. So it was pretty cheap too, living there. So I was able to get one easily. It's really hard to find a place by yourself in Japan, but if you work with the company, it's really easy. Yeah, that's how I did it. Yeah. What about you? How'd you like? Did you look at places, compare it, right? From
I think for me,
America side.
Dude, I did things so wrong. Well, I think for me, my I didn't want to start looking for a place until I got an official letter. And between like my last interview and my official letter, it was like 2 months. So I could have been looking, but I wasn't because I was like, I don't want to get too excited. You know, I mean, they said the job is mine, but I feel like I'm like a pessimist. So I was like, you know, what if they take it away? So then I didn't look into anything. And then I think around maybe like 2 months later after my final interview, they're like, hey, here's a letter. You have can you start in 2 weeks? So then I was like, can I get 3 weeks because I'm moving cities? So then they gave me 3 weeks. I gave my 2 weeks in my current place, and then after work I would just drive like the 3 hours and just go look at apartments for like an hour or two, and then drive back and then sleep. And I think I looked at a bunch of places, and I definitely could have gone cheaper, but I chose a specific place because I had a acquaintance of mine who was living in the area, and I thought it'd be better if I lived closer to them, just so I could have someone in the area that I knew. But then this acquaintance ended up leaving almost, pretty close to me getting there, so it ended up not even mattering. But, how did I choose a place? So for me, there's a few things that I took into consideration, like, safety, because I think you obviously know this because you're one of my best friends, but my car was stolen, a couple months, no, not a couple, maybe like 6 months before I moved. So safety to me was a big thing. I also didn't want to live with strangers, so that's why I didn't, at the time, consider like getting a bedroom or stuff like that. And then I thought about getting a studio, but I didn't want to deal with having no washer and dryer. So I was like, you know what? Just for a year, I'll go safe and convenient. And so I took it, and I ended up living pretty close to my workplace. And I really liked the location because it was across the street from like food, and there was like a Barnes and Noble and like Sprouts, and it was really nice. And I liked that I was so close to areas that I could walk to, and it was safe. But getting a place is kind of, I don't know, Japan obviously, and our experiences are pretty different because of that. But in America, a few things that surprised me was rent insurance was kind of expensive for me since I was a first time renter. Apart from that, I think I didn't understand how much harder and much more expensive bills were. We're not splitting it with a good amount of people because my rent was expensive, and I was like, oh, that should be fine. It's not, I can afford it. But then internet, utilities, renters insurance, gas, all this stuff just added up, and at the end it was getting really, really pricey. So what was there anything that really surprised you about like living alone?
Like, it was surprisingly
easy for you.
Cheap.
Oh, that's good. Maybe Japan's just better when it comes to that stuff.
Well, the wage in Japan is really low, right? So a bunch of the companies subsidize for your living costs, especially if you live in a dorm. So my rent was like $200.
So is that only for max, foreigners or just for like anyone?
For anyone who lives in the dorm area. They get subsidized rent.
That's kind of sick, actually. I kind of wish America did that.
Yeah, America sucks, dude. Housing market's too high here,
hey,
especially in California.
And that's my country, dude. You can't say that.
Wait, I'm American too. So, and yeah, so I mean, in total, I think for like utilities, I think it wasn't more than like $100.
That's not that cheap.
Yeah, like electricity was probably the most, like 50. Water, gas was like 30 total, and then $20 for like internet. So it was really nice. And the place was really close. I could walk to my work, so I didn't have to pay for a car. Didn't have to pay for trains, transportation. I just wake up 15 minutes before I need to go to work, change, brush my teeth, and walk out the door, and I'm there in like 5 minutes.
So I'm kind of a gamer, right? So I had to get the best internet. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know that I'm just a big gamer. Pretty good at any game I play, usually like the best. So then I got pretty good internet. It was like $60 and it's pretty expensive. I think things kept adding up and up. Like I read this tip after I had moved where it was like, if you plan on moving, put aside the money that this new place is supposed to cost, and just so you can pretend, like let's say you're going from like paying, just an example, $500 to $700, just start putting away like the extra $200. Pretend you're paying that just to see what it feels like when you new budget. Yeah. I kind of wish I did that because I think it would have maybe opened me up more to either renting a cheaper place or just like renting a bedroom, which is what I ended up doing later. But yeah, for you, you had a studio, right?
I had what Japan people call it, and one LDK.
What does that mean?
It's one room, one living room, one dining room, and one kitchen in one room.
Interesting.
So
Go ahead.
So my kitchen was in the same room as my bedroom, and my living room was my bedroom. So it was like a square, and I had a separate area for my my bathroom and shower, and that's it.
So when you cooked, would your whole like studio smell?
Yeah. So if I cook like garlic or something really smelly like fish sauce, or if I burn something, yeah, all my clothes and my bed sheets would smell. That's terrible.
Oh, that sucks.
I wouldn't
imagine.
want to live in LDK again.
Did you ever wash your and dryer?
At first I didn't have one actually. There's laundromats nearby which you can use. They're 24/7. Pretty nice, but they were pretty expensive. I think like $3 for a wash and like $4 or $5 for drying. I don't know. It's really expensive in Japan for some reason. So I bought my own washer and I dry hanged my clothes in my room.
Oh, I see.
While putting the dryer on for my AC. It was really nice.
What happened to that washer?
Saved a lot of money. Funny story is I had to buy that washer from some random dude, right? It's on Facebook. There's like Tokyo garage sale or something where you could buy used products from other like foreigners. So I found one for like $40, and then with shipping was like another $40. So it was like $80. So I shipped over here, and it was pretty good quality actually. But afterwards, when I had to move out, I had to like take it away, right? Because in Japan, when you dispose of high, like really big product, I think it's in America too, it costs a lot of money. Like obscenely. Like I did an estimation and it cost like $500 to move all my furniture away.
That sucks. Could you not sell it, or?
That's what I did. Yeah. So I reposted on Facebook. It's like, oh, I'm selling this dryer. Oh, this is free. Oh, this and that. And then I got some people coming over, and I kind of was kind of stupid because I kind of rushed it because I was moving back in January, and I started posting stuff in December, November, thinking people would like immediately say, oh yeah, I want it, right? But then in the end I had to rush it out, and I gave everything away for free basically. So just come and get it. It's free, so I don't have to pay for the disposal fee.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I bought way too much furniture in Japan, even though I was only staying there for 2 years.
Yeah, I think for me, at my place, I bought some furniture. Like I bought a dining table, I bought a couch, and like a TV stand, TV. And when I moved out, so to talk a little about COVID, I got my apartment pretty close to COVID starting. So then I spent a lot of my time in my apartment just alone. So then, once my lease was up, I was like, this is not worth, paying so much money just to like live alone, since people can't really visit and stuff. So after I decided to give up my apartment, I had to. So the first thing I did was ask my mom if she wanted any of it, and my mom was like, like my mom, I was doing COVID, but they got masked up, and my mom really wanted a lot of the stuff that I had. So she came and she picked up my couch and the living room table, and then I ended up selling the rest or giving it away. So I felt pretty bad because I was really happy with the setup that I had, but it had to be done, So
yeah, your place was pretty big, right?
Yeah, it was like 580 square feet or something like that. So
that was a shame. That couch was really nice. You gotta give it away.
Yeah.
Well, I guess your mom took it, right?
Yeah, she took it. She still has it over there.
Yeah. Whatever happened to your TV? It was a pretty big TV. You still have it?
Yeah. Wait, can you say that again? My TV's big, right?
But your TV was small.
Wait, no. Can you say it was big?
Why?
So I actually kept the TV and I brought it to my new place. And one of my roommates is very vocal about how small it is. And she's like, this TV is so small. You promised me 60 inches. It's only 43. And she's like, you shouldn't lie about, the amount of inches the TV is. So size matters, especially when in comparison to the wall and stuff like that. And, so then, she just kind of, every time we're watching a show like that, she'll be like, oh, this is a good show. It would be better in a bigger TV. So
bigger TV?
Yeah.
Dude, she should just buy the bigger TV. 43 is okay for like a bedroom. I don't know about a living room though, to be honest.
Well, it's the biggest TV I've ever had. I've only ever had like 20-inch TVs or even smaller. So then a 43-inch seemed good, and that was the one that was on sale. So then I got it. So.
Oh, you know what you should do? You should just buy a projector and be like, hey, this big enough? You just put it far back and it'll be like.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
100
I'm thinking about it, but can I use a soundbar or projector?
Yeah, you can connect it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it because so something that I want to do. I think I already told you about this. I want to have an Attack on Titan watch party. The last episode.
Oh,
yeah. And so I think it'd be kind of cool to just have like, a projector. I'll think about it. Maybe for like Black Friday or something like that.
Yeah, I'll bring my popcorn machine. It'll be great.
Oh, hey, can you bring your sparkling water machine too?
That's Kent. I don't have a sparkling water machine.
Okay, I'll ask Kent. Shout out to Kent.
Hey.
So what about food? What would you do with food? Did you cook a lot? Did you take out a lot? Or
when you live alone, there's no one stopping you on telling you how unhealthy you should eat or not eat. Like, there was one time I think I went out and ate like fried chicken for like 3 nights in a row, and it was so unhealthy. But it's so good, the juiciness of kage in your mouth, especially when you pour it over with some lemon and then you put in some mayo sauce. It's so good. So I would eat out a bunch of times, especially when I feel lazy, especially like after work. You're like drained. You work for like 8-9 hours and you want to cook, right? Especially cooking for yourself. That's it. I think it's, in my personal opinion, it's a waste of time cooking for just yourself. You should cook for at least another person. So the time you cook is actually more efficient. If that makes sense.
That makes sense. I agree.
Yeah. I hate cooking alone.
Yeah.
So I ate out a lot.
I think for me, I was similar. And buying groceries always felt like such a hassle because I would buy and shit would always go bad. I would try to like eat as much of it, but I get sick of the food, so then I don't finish it, so then it goes bad, but because they don't have food sizes that are like, friendly to living alone. Actually, that should be like our next thing. Maybe we could open up a grocery store that's like lonely people or something like that, or like
single.
No, more like maybe we can call it like fucking losers. And it's only for people that live alone. Just kidding. Is that mean? That was mean. Can we cut that too?
That's so mean.
Can we cut it too?
Keeping it in.
Wait, I was living alone. I was living alone for a year. Okay.
Yeah, you're a fucking loser.
Yeah, I am. Okay, but yeah, cooking. I started cooking a lot at the beginning, and I learned how to bake a little. I learned how to like make pretty basic dishes. But then stuff would go bad, or I would get sick of the food. So then it just got really annoying. And you end up buying stuff that's like not really worth it. Like, instead of buying like, like family size stuff, you end up buying like single packs of stuff, and then it's not really worth it, but you can't really buy the family pack because you don't have storage and you don't have place for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of a challenge. I also did a lot of take up. I was pretty good at it. I think most of the time I would, try my best to like eat a balanced meal and like not have too many cheat meals. But yeah, it's got the hard thing is like nothing's stopping you from being a degenerate, just buying a large pizza, sitting on your couch and eating, as you're watching shows. Like there's nothing stopping you. There's no reason for you to not be a degenerate.
On lazy days like Sundays, I didn't want to go out, right? I just buy a huge pizza and eat it for lunch and for dinner. Just the whole pizza.
It's funny.
Put a soda into.
Last episode, I said we don't have that much in common, but I would do the same sometimes too. So we have that in common, dude. I'm so glad because I feel like I can't think of any of my. See, David, you're pretty skinny still, But I think for being a skinny dude, you're fat ass too,
What?
So I think that's why we're friends, because I'm.
Excuse me.
Because I like food a lot too.
You should see my grocery basket every time I went shopping.
It's not that we like food, David. It's that we both like unhealthy food, which is the name of the podcast. We like chips. It just makes sense. What do you think of Little Caesars? Sorry.
It's great.
Okay, cool. We agree on that. Sorry.
Every Friday for like high school, I think we'll get it. My dad would get it for us.
That's nice.
The thing is, I used to eat a whole pizza by myself.
Me too.
In high school, and now I can barely eat like 2-3 pieces. I don't know how it was wrong.
I can still eat like 4 slices if I want to. I could probably still eat. No, if I ate a whole pizza, I would just feel so guilty. I would feel like crap. I could eat like 3 or 4 slices easy still.
Dude, people say those people say it's like cardboard and like tomato sauce on top.
People are just elitist, dude. They can't appreciate a good za, alright?
Yeah, it's a good $5 pizza. Put some chili sauce on it, or chili flakes, and you're good to go. You're set. Get some Coke.
There's no such thing as bad
Yeah.
pizza except Lunchables pizza.
Yeah. Did you know pizza? Pizza in Japan is like $40, by the way. Did I
Oh,
tell you?
really? It's a delicacy?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know why. It's like I would order from Pizza Hut, right? A really big chain, and my order would come out to be like $30-$40 for like a small pizza. I don't understand why it was so expensive.
That's crazy.
So I appreciate Little Caesars.
How much is sushi over there?
Sushi's super cheap. Sometimes I would go to Shibuya, right? Because I live close to Shibuya.
Yeah.
And there's really great sushi place there. Not that good anymore, but you would get like a really large. I could show a picture maybe. A really large tuna piece, like red tuna meat, 2 pieces for like $1. Mm-hmm. I would just eat that. Like I would eat 5 or 6 of those plates on before, and it'd be like $5.
Yeah,
for
well,
sushi.
in America, sushi's a delicacy. And sometimes I would order sushi and walk out spending $30 to $40, dude. So.
Dude, but sushi is like for fish, okay? Fish, you need like a really nice source of fish for making it to be cheap. So like Japan's an island, but pizza you can get anywhere, right? Pizza is like cheese and pepperoni and bread. You can get that anywhere. So I don't know why it's so expensive in Japan.
Yeah, maybe
Right?
maybe the demand isn't that high, so they have to like charge it up to make it worth it.
Stupid pizza. I would get sushi, but
Okay,
that
real
means I
question.
would leave.
Would you walk around naked around your apartment sometimes?
The benefits of living alone. So what I would do, right? Right when I got from work, if it was super sweaty day, it was super hot, I would go take a shower right away, right? And then literally just put on my boxers and just walk around.
Interesting. I would
I
just.
don't want to walk around naked because I don't want something like piercing my, my junk or something happening to my junk. I don't know what could happen.
Do you think
So
boxers will protect your junk from being pierced? Also, what's gonna pierce your junk?
I don't know, like a corner of my table or something.
Are you just like swinging it around or something, dude? I don't visualize how that's gonna happen, dude.
But I don't know. Okay, sometimes I would be fully naked, but I mean, I don't feel safe, I guess. I feel like I would like brace my
I mean, of course, yeah, I would feel
Junk.
comfortable too. Yeah,
somewhere.
I think my
my-
most comfortable state would be boxers and a shirt. I think. And I can't do that right now where I live, but I used to do it at my old place when I was alone. Question:
Great.
would you ever poop with the door open?
Okay, so the ventilation in my bathroom sucks. It's so small. So if I pooped, I would always leave the door open.
So it would just kind of like diffusing through the rest of your studio.
Yes.
Interesting.
Well, I usually had the AC on or like the heater on or something to circulate the air in my room because electricity there again is super cheap, so I always had it on.
I see.
So it would fine. I would turn on the fan too. The thing is, the door is right in front of the toilet too. So if you were in the living room, you would see me like taking a shit because the door is right there.
I see. I have another question for you.
Oh, okay.
Do you
Q&A.
pee? Would you pee in the shower or would you live alone?
Dude, I would pee in the shower now.
Oh.
What do you mean?
A follow-up question. If you live with your significant other, would you pee in the shower still?
I don't know if I should air this information.
Wait, are you hiding stuff? Because that's not
No.
a very good sign.
Yeah, if it's my place, I would do that. Especially, it
What-
saves water.
What if it's both place? Both of your place.
Yeah, it saves water. It's great. I think it would be.
Interesting.
The thing I do is I don't pee standing up at anybody's house.
Okay.
I always put the toilet seat down and to pee because I don't want to first miss. Second of all, I don't want to it's a hassle to lift it up and lift it back down because I don't want to leave it up. Right? It's kind of disgusting
yeah.
to leave it back up in someone else's house. So it's just a hassle. So I just end up just sitting down and.
Yeah, that's how I feel about
doing it.
urinals too. It's just a hassle, so I usually just sit down, just more convenient. That's
No,
easier.
urinals are meant for you to stand up though. What I was talking about.
Just kidding. For legal
I mean,
reasons, that's a joke.
Okay. Do you do that kind of stuff?
What?
Huh? Like pee in the shower, poop?
No, I haven't.
Would you aim at the handles of your shower knob with your pee?
No, never, ever, ever. No shot. I ever did that. I don't know. Is that something You would do?
Dude, I just picture you as like, oh man, wouldn't it be funny if I peed onto the door handle?
There's literally nothing funny about that. That doesn't sound like something I would do. Do you do that?
No, why would I do that?
I don't know. I'm just wondering.
And also in Japan, my shower controls were my sink, so I couldn't do that if I wanted to. Yeah, the water path connects to my sink, so either I can use a sink or use a shower. I can't use both at the same time.
Wait, me and Dave used to share a restroom. So when we lived together, you would pee in the shower? Interesting. I'm gonna go cut my feet off after this.
Feet up. What? Dude, I made sure, okay, that there was no remnants of the pee. Okay, I made sure. And I would pee at the beginning, so when I did my soap, right, the soap would also go down to where I peed, and it would wash the pee away.
I see. Well, it's okay. If there's anyone I'm okay with being peed on by, it's probably you. So it all kind of works out.
It's nice. You always shower first, I think. Right?
Probably. I don't remember that far off. I just remembered you were a great roommate.
Yeah, messy roommate. Speaking of messy, yeah, my place was super messy.
My place was never too bad, I think. I would clean. I know my place was great. I would clean bi-weekly. I would clean my toilet bi-weekly. I would mop. I think so. Let me think. Yeah, I was pretty good. I would wash my dishes right after I used them. I think for me, I'm not dirty. I can be a little messy, but I'm not dirty. At least I don't think I'm not. Yeah, I would clean my toilet like every other week or so. There was something I wanted to ask you, but I forgot. Were there any chores you just hated doing that you had to do when you live alone?
Everything. I don't do chores.
I see.
Sorry, Annika, but I hate doing chores. Like, okay, I remember during COVID, right? No one would come to. We had like a quarantine. Mm-hmm. So you literally couldn't go anywhere. Like I can't even go to work. I only went to the grocery store so I could buy food to live. But other than that, I just stayed at home. It was hell that like 1-2 months, and I'd never cleaned because no one was gonna come. Mm-hmm. And then I just got too lazy to clean. And then after like 6-8 months, I was like, damn, I should clean my place. And then I cleaned for the first time in like half a year, and boy, there's some weird stuff in my mop when I cleaned it up. Yeah, there was one time I forgot like a piece of like sushi or something that I was eating, and there was like rot on it because I didn't notice it until 6 months later, and it was absolutely disgusting, and I almost like puked when I saw it, like gagged really hard. So I don't like cleaning. I don't like doing dishes. If in the future I get a place, we have to get a dishwasher. I'm gonna use a dishwasher. Oh, well, the thing I did clean though was my restroom. Okay, restroom in Japan you get mold a lot, and I don't want to get mold. It's very dangerous. So I clean my restroom a lot. But my room, you know, even doing laundry is kind of lazy. I just throw my laundry in. Mm-hmm. I don't separate my laundry. I know some people separate the laundry, right? Do you separate your laundry?
No.
Oh, I just throw everything in.
Yeah.
And then just hang it up, and that's it.
Yeah.
I would leave it up too. I wouldn't like put it down into my closet. I would just leave it up there, and then when I needed it, I would grab it.
That's one of my weakest things. So when it comes to chores, I'm pretty decent at everything. I'm not. Like I said, I'm not super clean. I like to think I'm not messy, but I'm not like super clean. Sorry, I would like to think that I'm messy, but not super clean. But if there was a chore that I was really bad at, was just folding my laundry. I have one laundry basket. I just toss it all in. I dry it, toss it all into my bed, and it gets put away eventually. I'm trying to be better about it now, but sometimes it would just sit there. Sometimes I would just pick my clothes off that pile, and then I would just wash. It would just get a double pile on.
Wouldn't it be all wrinkly though if you use it and stuff?
You would think that, but I just didn't. I think the thing is, I just didn't care that it was wrinkly. You know, I would just do it.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Speaking of washer and dryer, I don't have any embarrassing stories, but I thought my dryer sucked. I was like, this dryer sucks. And I called the handyman, and I'm like, hey, handyman, the dryer sucks. and he pulls out the lint bat thingy, like the net or whatever, and it was full of lint. And that's when I realized that my dryer needed to have its lint cleared out like halfway through the drying cycle, just because it was. I don't know what it is about this dryer, but it would just pick up so much lint. But I felt like an idiot, because the dude came, he's like, "There's lint," so I just felt pretty dumb.
Dude, maybe your clothes are just pretty linty.
Maybe, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just kind of interesting, I guess. Just an interesting observation, you could say.
Just hang dry your clothes then. I mean, it's healthier for your clothes anyway.
Yeah, probably. But the thing is, I think the issue that I run into was that I was really lazy when it came to my clothes. So then I just wouldn't, just wanted the easy way out.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Man,
What?
other chores that you didn't like? Everything good? Like, what else is there? Taking out the trash. Taking out the trash, I
I was
guess,
pretty
is
good with taking out the
useful.
trash. Yeah, I think something I'm bad at is taking out the bathroom trash. I always forget that. I don't know why.
Just leave it there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that I was bad at chores wise? Not really. I think I was decent. Oh, cleaning my fridge. I only cleaned my fridge like twice while I was living there. I kind of wish I did that more. But I didn't.
Oh, I clean my fridge frequently. You don't want. I was really like a health freak back then, so I really want everything that I ingest to be clean, which is kind of ironic because I lived in like dirt for like 6 months because I didn't clean it. Dust and dirt.
Dude, this kind. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, this kind of reminds me of a couple stories. The number one was, so me and David kind of live in the same college house when we're in college, and I'm a year older than him. That's why, as you guys know, I'm more mature, and I just seem, just better all around. I'm just kidding, David. I'm just kidding. Anyways, the story is that I went back to help them move out of their place, and we're cleaning out their fridge, and we're cleaning the top of the fridge out, and we pull out this thing, and it's like this saran wrap thing, and it's just green, and turns out it was garlic bread, and it was just green, full of like mold, just disgusting. Our first thought was that it was like raw chicken, and it freaked us out. But then it turned out it was just garlic bread that was green, and we were talking about it, and we're like, who even buys garlic bread? And I think I have this memory of us buying it as a group our first weekend there, and we had that house for at least 2 years, I think. So that thing sat on top of the fridge for 2 years at least, which I think is pretty disgusting. I mean, looking back, I mean, college boy house, right? What do you expect? And
college is different.
and the other story that I remember is me and my other roommate. We didn't know better about sushi, so we go to like Food for Less and just buy like this random salmon like fillet. Like, and we just cut it up and just eat it with rice. And we're like, oh, that's so good.
No way.
Yeah, I was like, why do we need to go to like sushi restaurants? This thing was only like $8 for like this huge piece of salmon, or we had a roommate who's I think he was half a full Japanese, Scott, if you remember him. And we told him what we did, and he's like, oh my god, you guys probably have worms now.
You have parasites in your body right now, Roberto.
Well, I actually have gotten like the whole what do you call it? Like I've taken like treatment for what do you call it? Like I forgot what it's called, but it's like supposed to like clean out like your stomach and stuff like that from like worms and stuff like that.
Your digestive system.
Yeah. I just thought.
I think.
Go ahead.
The most common parasite you get from salmon, at least, it dies in your stomach after a few days. So
that's good. Yeah. Well, that was like 5 or 6 years ago. So, and I don't know what you were wearing there that night, but you should have stopped us. You were living with you at that point. It was at the.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I didn't know you guys would do something so dumb, you know?
Okay, well, neither one of us is Japanese. But I'm Mexican, so I have that excuse.
You raw fish. I mean, if you eat like farm fish, it should be safe.
No, yeah, I know there's like sushi grade fish you can buy. I've seen it at like the Asian store, but I just thought it was funny.
Caught like wild salmon, especially cheap, like $8 salmon for a huge fillet. I don't know about that. It might have been really dangerous for you, but I'm glad you're alive, Roberto. I'm glad you're here with us.
Yeah. What about neighbors? Do you have any funny stories or anything you want to say about neighbors? Did you interact with him?
I think actually I was the bad neighbor. Okay, so I would to play games late at night because that's when all I could do at home.
Yeah.
So I would play games to like 1 and 2 a.m. and I would be pretty loud. So 'cause sometimes I would chat with my friends too that are up in the morning. And I guess the walls are super thin, so I think I might have been really bad. But as far as neighbors, nobody really complained. Nothing. I barely met my neighbors. They're my coworkers, right? So I knew them in the office, but I didn't really talk to them that much. There's this one neighbor though who's really loud for some reason. I think he talks to himself a lot, and then randomly, and when I'm meditating or like when I'm reading something, I would just hear him yelling out like, "Oh man, come on," or something like that. I was like, "What is that?" It's English. It has to be my coworker, right?
That's
so it's kind of, it gets me every time. So but other than that, having Japanese neighbors is super nice.
Must be nice. My
No noise or
neighbors
anything.
were this couple, and I try. No. There's nothing like.
Did you
sexual.
feel the bed rocking?
No. So my complaint. It's not really a complaint. I really hope they never find out about this podcast because I would feel really bad.
Oh.
But they every time I saw them, they would just start talking, and they wouldn't stop talking. Like, I would show up after work. I'm just, after the gym, all sweaty. I just want to go in and shower. And they would just start talking to me and ask me questions and tell me stories and just rant. And every time I saw them, it was like a 20-30 minute talk.
Oh.
And it was rough, because I'm like, like I just want to go in, but I don't want to be rude. But I was going to talk to my neighbors. And there was a couple times where I was like, I need to vent, and they listened, so I appreciate that. But,
Dude, just tell them, I gotta go, man.
I know I like to see, the thing is I like to play like like this hard dude that doesn't have that's all cool and I'm just me.
Cool.
But in reality I'm kind of like I'm kind of nice, and then I felt bad, so then I didn't want to do that. So I would just sit there and be like, huh? And sometimes I would I would be driving in, and I would see them like leaving their apartment, and I would just sit in my car for like 5 minutes till they like would walk in, because I was like, I don't want to talk to you guys right now. And the worst part is there was no way into my apartment without like walking through their door, dude. It was interesting. I think they both work from home too, so it was just like it was all these like
You're all the time.
Yeah.
Did you ever get getting like music complaints and stuff or anything?
No complaints. Like I think when I was moving out, I was like, hey, thank you for everything. I was like, by the way, like any opinions? Because I was gonna move with people at the place after I left that place, and they were like, oh no, you were great. Like we couldn't even tell you were home. And so I was like, oh, that's good. But it was okay. I mean, I didn't really interact with many of my neighbors. Those are the only people I interacted with. And yeah. High Mount Pleasant at the beginning was super exciting. I was so excited. And it was really cool. We had visitors and people come over and I would house them. And my family came to visit, and we like kind of had like a small Thanksgiving thing. We don't do Thanksgiving, but we just hung out for Thanksgiving in my place and just like watched TV. I introduced my dad to The Mandalorian. He loved it. And so like the upside was really great, but just the cost and like especially with the COVID situation, it was just not worth it. Did you have visitors? I know I wanted to visit you, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah, I was ready. I was like, welcome Roberto sign in my house, ready for you, and you never came. Well, come on, man, Roberto.
Sorry.
But I had a lot of, so I was there for Japan from 2019 to end of 2020. So 2020 was a shit show. So it was just COVID, had no visitors. But in 2019, I shot a bunch of people who wanted to house, because I live in a place next to like a really nice big central station. So I was like, yeah, just come over. You get free housing. I don't mind. And so a lot of friends would come. Can only fit 2 people though. My room's so small, you can only lay down like 3 people together, like sardines. So they did stay over. It was really nice. I had a good time when they stayed over. It's actually the highlight of my time in Japan, actually. Other than that, I mean, it's just everything else was like terrible. But yeah, I had a few people sleep over. There was one of my friends, right? Almost got me arrested. Probably. he was torrenting like anime illegally, and I was like, yo, you can't torrent anime in Japan illegally. You can get me arrested. So I told him to stop, and that was probably about it. Yeah, it was fun. I had a lot of coworkers come through too. There was one time I had like 6 coworkers over, and it was a really big hassle to not hassle, but like it was a lot of trouble to like fit everybody in because my room's so small. But we were able to manage it, and we got a pizza party, so it was fun. That was, and then 2020 hit, and nobody came, and it was really boring.
I see. Yeah, I kind of wish I got to visit you. I mean, I think for me, I didn't. I mean, going to different countries kind of intimidating, but you being there would have been like a nice way for me to do this. But unfortunately, it didn't work out this time.
It's okay. Japan 2022. Let's go.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Good times.
Yeah. Did you? What would you say? Was like the highlight of having your own place?
I mean, I would say the freedom. I love like the freedom and kind of like being alone, so no one was able to talk to you. Sometimes you just want to be left alone after a hard day's work. So that was really nice, and doing whatever you could do at home. Like sometimes I would like pick my nose, and then I would get something right. Mm-hmm. And then the trash can's too far away, so I like put it on my table or something. I was like, I'll get it. I'll throw it away later or something. I would never do that right now because I live with other people. But doing that, living alone was pretty nice. I go out I remember I went out to McDonald's. We were living next to McDonald's at 2 a.m. Go over there, get like a burger or something, and I just ate it without feeling bad because no one would judge me.
I see.
How about you?
The pros were definitely having a place to like express myself and just like just express myself, decorate it, and just have a place that kind of belonged to me. And having visitors was great, you know, just having like being a host felt great. I think as far as the cons or like the downside of having an apartment is just probably like just the cost, you know. I think it's, you know, we live in California, so anyone knows that California is a pretty expensive place to live in. So unfortunately, that's like one of the, you could say, downside. But overall, it was good. It was a great experience. Like, I mean, I kind of wish if I could do it again. I don't know if I would, but I'm glad I did. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Good experience. One lifetime experience. I wouldn't do it again either. The really bad thing, how I feel, was the loneliness. It wasn't the cost. Cost was really cheap in Japan.
Yeah.
Relatively, but it was really alone, especially during COVID. I couldn't see anybody. I was actually gonna go insane by myself in my room. So it got really bad to the point where I was like, I'll go back home and see people. And now I would never want to live alone again.
Yeah, I'm in a similar boat to you, dude. Like, I mean, especially with COVID. I mean, so we both moved to new places. So that's where, I mean, obviously yours to a higher degree. So, and I know people handle pain, suffering different. So I don't want to like minimize my pain as well. But I know living to a new place, you know, was kind of hard. And then making friends is hard. And then, you know, the one thing's keeping me going is just seeing friends on the weekend. But then with COVID, everything shut down. I know you kind of were in a similar situation. And just spending all my time in my room was just not healthy. I think, you know, I think I've been kind of vocal. Maybe another episode we can dive into it, but, you know, we both had our struggles with mental health and dealing with, you know, anxiety, depression in different ways. And I think, you know, living alone has definitely affected me in good ways and bad ways. But I think, you know, hopefully with time I can kind of just recover some of the stuff that, you know, living alone kind of took away from me, if that makes sense. But yeah, I started going back to therapy and just start working on self-improvement and working out more just so I could like kind of, you know, just kind of, you know, keep my mental health as healthy as possible because yeah, living alone, that's like the roughest part. And then I wanted to get a pet, but then I knew I wasn't going to keep the place for too long. So then I decided that I wasn't going to get a pet just because I didn't want to like adopt it and then like either be like, you know, let it go or just had to like keep spending like a lot of money on rent. But is there anything you did specifically that helped you get through it, do you think?
I don't know. I think my girlfriend helped a lot. I was able to get through with help my girlfriend during 2020. It was really helpful talking to her every day. I was able to get through the mess. I don't know what would have happened if she wasn't there, to be honest. I'll probably go insane and do some dumb stuff. I would be in the news. Foreigner in Tokyo does this weird shit.
Okay, that got a little dark there for a second.
Yeah, throws a Pokeball at people while wearing a Pikachu costume.
Right. Calm down, Logan Paul.
You know who did that?
Logan Paul, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that guy's an idiot.
So, yeah, I think, yeah.
Hey, would you box Logan Paul?
Would I? For like $1 million? Hell yeah.
Okay. Do you think I could take Logan Paul?
No.
I
don't think I can take Logan Paul, dude.
I think I could take Logan Paul.
No, you can't. What are you gonna do? Kick him in the balls?
No, I could. I used to, wrestle.
Or you can wrestle him down?
I think he used to wrestle too. I'm just kidding.
Dude, I would pay to watch.
Hey, do you think people would pay to watch you and me box?
There's no way.
What if
we know who the clear winner is, dude?
Okay, what if they tied one hand behind my back and I only have to use my left hand?
No, I'm the clear winner.
Oh, okay. I have another random question. I don't know if there's anything. Sorry, before we ask you this random question, is there anything else you want to talk about, like whole living alone experience? Anything else you want to highlight or talk about? Or are you good with what you said?
I think I said what I wanted to. Living alone has a lot of responsibilities, but the freedom it gave was really nice, in my opinion, overall. But if you're the type who gets lonely and doesn't know how to entertain oneself by yourself, I'd suggest not to, because that's what happened to me. Well, that's it, yeah.
Same. I agree with everything David has said today. I think, like I said, it's an experience, and I'm glad I got to experience it. Would I do it again? Probably not, but I'm glad it happened. And, shout out to those that were able to visit me. I know it was kind of far removed, but I appreciate, just those moments of peace and joy that you guys brought me. So yeah.
What was your question?
Okay, it's a random question. Is there like a Vietnamese version of a quinceañera?
Whatever. What the heck?
You know what a quinceañera is, right?
Yeah, of course.
Do
when
you
turn
really?
like 15, right?
Yeah. It's usually for girls only in like Mexican culture. Is there something like that? Like I know America has like 16s. What about Vietnamese people?
Yeah, so random. I don't know.
I was just thinking of that earlier.
I don't know anything about Vietnamese. Like, I mean, at the very least, me or my sister didn't have anything like that. So.
Oh, I see. Well, I didn't have one either.
Not. Oh, you didn't have one?
No.
No, we're gonna celebrate it.
Okay.
We'll go grab some friends and then celebrate quinceañera.
Well, I think my 21st birthday got labeled as a quinceañera, so.
Oh.
I think you missed it. You were in Japan.
I was in, dude, Japan. I miss so much going to Japan.
Yeah, you missed my graduation, dude.
Regrets. Yeah, I was debating on flying over. I was like, $600, no problem. See my best friend graduate.
It's okay.
But I couldn't take what's it called, time off for work.
Okay,
so.
I'm just kidding. So, I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to talk? Anything you want to wrap up? I mean, I'm pretty happy with the episode we recorded today.
Everything is good, I think. Nothing much else to show you. Oh, about chips. We're gonna wrap it out with chips.
Oh yeah. I'll talk about chips. What kind of chips have you eaten lately?
Like, I've eaten Funyuns, dude. My favorite. I told you, right? First episode, Funyuns, my favorite.
Disgusting. What have I eaten?
I had some of those.
I haven't eaten. Oh, so I went to a Asian store near me with my roommates, and they had like Japanese Cheetos, and I ate them, and they're like very, very sweet. Did you know that? I'm sure you probably tried them.
It's like honey.
Yeah, I was like, this is so sweet. I don't like them.
I don't like them either. It's really weird.
Yes.
Chips are supposed to be salty, okay? So if you put like chocolate or honey in your chips, dude, you're eating chips wrong.
So David, I saw David like, what was it, like a month or two ago now? When did I see you last?
Oh, it was like a month ago.
Okay. Yeah. When I saw you, you gave me a bag of hot Cheetos, so I've just been munching on that still. I've actually been pretty good at my portion control because I love chips. You could even say we like chips, but I'm working on my portion control. So I eat that, and I think I eat what else? And I like the Mexican chips with salsa lately.
Oh yeah, I want to do that. I want to make my own pico de gallo.
Oh, nice. We bought some at Whole Foods. But yeah, anything else you want to talk about chips? Anything? Any other news?
No. We should go get some chips. And next episode.
Do you want me to try Funyuns? I haven't had Funyuns in years. Should I try to have Funyuns for next episode?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try them on camera. How about that?
I'll get some salsa and dip from Whole Foods.
Oh, okay.
Trade.
That's fine. Okay. Okay. Well, with that being said, yeah, this is the end of episode 3. We don't know what it's gonna be called yet. We like homemade chips. I think that's what we said we're gonna call it, right? We like homemade chips.
Heck yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to follow our Instagram page at We Like Chips Podcast, along with our YouTube. And give us some feedback. We're on Spotify as well. And thank you for listening. And David, wrap it up.
Thanks for listening, guys. And sorry we talked about some random stuff throughout the episode, but we appreciate your viewership / listeningship.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Well, until next time.
Okay.